Ito, yan, yun are pronouns this and that. In Tagalog, the relative position of the speaker and the listener to an object is very important. It directly affects the choice of words. The best example of this is the set of words ito, yan, and yun. Ito means this, an object close to the speaker. Itong bola, this ball. Both yan and yun translate to that in English, but Tagalog makes a distinction. Yan refers to something close to the listener but far from the speaker. Yang bola, that ball near you. Yun also means that, but it refers to something that is far from both the speaker and the listener. Yung bola, that ball over there. English doesn't make these distinctions, but Tagalog does. And this idea of relative location extends beyond this and that. It also applies to dito, dyan, and doon. We will tackle all these in their own landas lessons. Nito, nyan, and non. Ganito, ganyan, ganon. Paparito, paparian, paparoon. Let's bring the focus back to ito, yan, and yun, which are pronouns. In everyday conversation, these are usually used to answer the question alin, which one. Let's say you and I are in one room and you saw that there are a few apples around us. You ask, alin ang matamis na mansanas? Which one is the sweet apple? Ito, this one, the one next to me. Or yan, that one, the one next to you. Or yun, that one, the one that's away from both of us but within sight. By the way, ito is also to or eto. Yan is also yan or ayan. And yun is also yun or ayun. Yun can also be pronounced as yon or yoon. Variations like this are common in Tagalog. The key is to pay attention to context, how the word fits with the others in the sentence, the speaker's tone, and even their gestures. Here's a fun fact. The most Filipino way of saying ito, yan, or yun doesn't even involve words. We just point with our lips. Now let's look again at ito, yan, and yun in everyday use. Like other pronouns, ito, yan, and yun can serve as the subject of a sentence. Yan ay matamis. Matamis yan. That is sweet. Ito ay nahulog. Nahulog ito. This fell down. They can also function as descriptors of the subject, similar to how nouns or adjectives describe what something is. Ang matamis na mansanas ay yan. Yan ang matamis na mansanas. The sweet apple is that. Ang sombrero ko ay ito. Ito ang sombrero ko. My hat is this. Finally, ito, yan, and yun can act as modifiers or qualifiers placed before a noun, just like adjectives. Let's show how an adjective is used as a qualifier. Nahulog ang berdeng mansanas. Verde is the qualifier for mansanas. The green apple fell. Green is the qualifier for apple. Nahulog yung mansanas. That apple fell. In this case, yun is the qualifier for mansanas. These words also have casual or emotional variations. For example, eto. Eto is often used when answering kumusta or how are you. It expresses a so-so reaction, similar to saying nothing much in English. Kumusta ka? Eto, okay lang. Nothing much, just okay. Eto, naghihintay kay Mrs. Nothing much, just waiting for the wife. Eto, wala pa ring trabaho. Nothing much, still without a job. Ayan is used to point out something that has just happened but with emphasis. Ayan, dumating na sila. There, they've arrived. Ayan, nakita mo? Nahuli tayo dahil sa'yo. See? We're late because of you. Ayan, sige, kamutin mo pa. There, keep going. Scratch some more. Ayun expresses discovery or realization, similar to saying, aha, ayun, nandito pala ang salamin ko. Aha, my glasses are here. Ayun, tama ka, wala nang baterya. Aha, you're right, the battery's dead. Join the Landas Network. Free lessons on YouTube and free coaching on Reddit. I'll see you there.